Welcome to Beam Clash, a series on the channel where we look at the Dragon Ball community's hot takes and give our 2 cents about them. If you guys have any of your own Dragon Ball hot takes, leave them in the comment section below and we'll put them in the next video. Remember to keep it civil in the comment sections. We're here to have some fun. That's enough yapping. Let's jump in. Let the people know. Let the people know who you are.
What's going on? It's your boy Chris Lowe. And yeah, we are here to
Tell everyone they're wrong.
take a look at some of these guys' hot takes.
Man,
And yeah,
these are crazy, bro.
they're pretty wild. They're pretty wild. It's a lot of blasphemous claims up and down the timeline. And we're here to set everybody straight.
The wildest take I've ever seen, but Bio Broly's better than Resurrection of F.
I think that might be the craziest one I've seen. Like that one gave me pause. That one really like I had to stop. I had to really look at it. Like, where could you possibly be coming from? I don't understand that at all.
Okay, because honestly, both in the same. If you break it down, it's the same movie. Both of them. You're bringing back an old Dragon Ball villain just in different ways. One, you have Dragon Balls, right? You bring Frieza back with the Dragon Balls, same normal motif that we've seen throughout the series, and then the other one, you get something kind of unique. They never cloned someone before. Broly was getting cloned.
I mean, Cell was a clone.
True.
Like we've definitely, yeah. But it's also like, can you clone Broly? Like the very notion is like a slap in the face. Like Broly, he was like the most powerful Saiyan. He's the legendary Super Saiyan. You're telling me you were able to just like make him in a lab? Like that's what we're going with. Somebody was just like, you know what? I need a Broly.
I don't remember his. What was the guy's reasoning? Was just because he wanted to beat Hercule? Like he was really sending Broly after Hercule?
Yeah, it was something like dude, like I haven't watched that movie in a while, and like when I do rewatch Dragon Ball movies, it's one of the ones I skipped. Like I don't need. First of all, the main characters. We got Kid Trunks, Goten, and Videl. Videl is fighting Broly in this. Like, what are we talking about?
No, 18. It's 18 in this one. That's
18.
Yeah, that's second coming.
Okay. Both bad movies. Both terrible movies. Regardless, this is not who we want to see fighting Broly. Like, if we're gonna do a retelling of Broly, we want to see the rematch between the main Z fighters, especially like Vegeta really needs his run back. Like, he got so bitched in that first movie. To see like his son is now just like, yeah, this dude. Like, even though they're not even close to the same power level, it makes the Vegeta in the first movie look even worse.
It would have been, you know what, a saving grace for the cast if they would have fused. I think I would have had, Gotenks in that movie would have been a little bit more of an enjoyable time.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say, yeah, that movie, because it's just following 18 trying to get her money. Yeah, he's just trying to clone Broly so he can get a run back on Hercule for bullying him back in the day, which is funny. I will give it that. That's it's funny as hell to send this like demon after him. But I had to think about it in the way of like, it's the same movie both ways. I like the idea of a clone. I think maybe because it's the third Broly movie, that's why people are just like over this.
Nah, man, I don't think that's what I like. First of all, his design is terrible. Now, granted, I hate the design. I'd love to see it in the game. Like, give me Bio Broly in Dragon Ball Fighters or Sparking Zero, and I'm definitely playing it. It's definitely be like a troll skin, but I'd love to see the Bio Broly skin in the actual game. But other than that, there's not very many redeeming qualities, and he's like so nerfed in that movie. Like he's like crazy nerfed. So it's just like what was even the point of this? Like it doesn't really serve a purpose in anybody's story.
Animation wise, it looked good. That was the other one. I think it looks. That's like peak Yamamuru, whatever. How do you say that man's name? Yeah, that's like peak like Buu Saga art for me, because I didn't like the way Super looked, especially the CGI in the Resurrection F movie. I was not a fan of it. They hadn't fixed it at that point, so I think I like the idea of Clone Broly. I like the animation, but yeah, the cast is kind of random.
The cast, the plot, the design of the characters. Resurrection F, like at the very least, gives us a reason like why this person is back. Like when the Resurrection F was announced, I was pretty disappointed because I was like, why are we doing Frieza again? Like, we've done this before. We don't really need to do this again. But it served as a good way to introduce everybody's power level. including Frieza getting a new form. Frieza actually trained. That was like it was kind of broke the power scale, seeing that all he had to do is train for a little while
Bro
and
did
he
10
caught up to
push-ups.
everybody. You're
Bro
right,
did 10 push-ups.
right. Like completely ruined the power scale. But at the very least, like we saw him train. And then like we got the 1 inch punch, amazing moment. We got the Vegeta gets his run back against Frieza and actually bodies him. Granted, it was after Goku had already kind of weakened him, but still, we got the jump Kamehameha that the blue Goku does in Fighters. Like, we got some really good moments out of Resurrection F that I can't give any moments to Bio Broly. Like, nothing happens in that movie that's like redeemable or like worth seeing again. Like, it's just like you're not gonna get any supers out of that. You're not getting any like we haven't even got a costume from it. So it's just like I don't know how you really compare these two. Like Resurrection F is not the best movie by any stretch, but like putting it on the level of Bio Broly is just disrespectful. Like that's crazy.
I like their outfits. I will give that to Resurrection F. I like their outfits. I'm not a fan of Super Saiyan Blue. I'm
That's
just not a
fair.
fan.
I don't hate it. It's a little weird. Yeah. HBCU Frieza threw me off a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. I was pretty shocked. Like I was like, all right, and then he turns into Black Frieza. I'm like, okay, I feel like there's something being said here. Like he goes from woke Frieza to straight up Black Frieza. Like, but you know what? It is what it is. It grew on me. I'm not mad at Golden Frieza. It's definitely not. I don't think any of the super forms are my favorite forms though. Like there's a lot of like they kind of jumped the shark in as far as forms go. I don't know if that's a hot take, but
Actually,
like
that's the next one. That's the next one
okay,
from Donald Sabatino. Man, I
I like
butchered
him.
his
Yeah.
name, brother. I butchered his name. Red hair and blue hair don't look anywhere near as cool as the original Super Saiyan hair. Dragon Ball ended up a rainbow show. Change hair color and that's it. Rosé's the same thing. Real lack of creativity
Mhm.
with designing new forms. But with the follow up that the only cool form in Dragon Ball Super is Ultra Instinct, nothing else has that same narrative impact. And you know what? I
Mhm.
partially agree because I like God.
Right. I feel the
I like
same. I feel the same.
I like Super Saiyan God and I like Ultra Instinct. Blue, I'm with him. I don't like blue.
Mhm.
Rose is kind of the same thing. I don't really care about Rose. It
Mhm.
looks cool, like visually it looks cool because we never seen pink hair.
Right.
What just God infused Super Saiyan is just kind of like that. That's didn't Goku absorb it God key into his base form at that after that first movie? Or that get retcon? I don't remember if that got retcon or not, but whatever. I would have been cool with seeing Goku
It
Black
was
take
yeah.
a.
It was supposed to be something like that. I didn't really understand them trying to do like the whole he absorbed the guy key. But go ahead. What were you saying about
I
Goku Black?
I think Goku Black would have been better off with just the normal Super Saiyan, normal Super Saiyan, like he
Mm.
did with the manga. Like he just had the normal Super Saiyan hair. But I like God. I like Super Saiyan God. I think that's like that might be my favorite Super Saiyan form actually. I think out of all of them, God's my favorite.
Oh
The
wow.
skinny physique. Yeah, yeah, the skinny physique. It's like a legend that's kind of lost to time. The red hair looks really good. But I don't like
Yeah.
anything else other than Ultra Instinct. That's about it. Like, those are the only forms that came out of that series that I liked.
I also partially agree. I think that like I'm with you on like blue is not the best. I don't hate blue. I think it does just feel like a recolor though. I do like Super Saiyan God. I wish we could have got more of Super Saiyan God. We'd get more of it in the manga, but I wish just in general we would have stuck with it for longer. I feel like them immediately jumping to blue is kind of what ruined like the forms in general. Like honestly, we could have just did Super Saiyan God and maybe Ultra Instinct throughout the entirety of Super. We didn't really ever need blue. Like it was no reason to go that far so early and make the first form completely obsolete. But as far as like Rose, I understand that's just a recolor. I do like the idea though that like he has his own form of God form, and because he's like also partly the a Kai, it just comes out like a different color. I thought that was pretty cool. He kind of explains it like he picked the color, and I think that sounds stupid. But the idea that the fusion of the key makes the color, like I thought that was a cool explanation of that. Him just staying Super Saiyan didn't really make sense to me, just because like how is he keeping up with Blue and everything else? And that's a problem throughout Super. It's like everybody's just able to keep up with Super Saiyan Blue as if he's not a god that went Super Saiyan. Like it's absurd.
Yeah, Zamasu.
But
Zamasu shouldn't have done as much damage as he did. Like normal Zamasu.
Yeah, not at all. Yeah, not Zamasu, Android 17, fucking Krillin. Like people was just like I don't know what they were thinking when they was like, okay, yeah, he's a god Super Saiyan, but also like Krillin is just like throwing hands with him. Like it makes no sense at all. But as far as his hate goes, I do think that there was, if we're only talking anime, then no, there's no forms that are really as impactful as UI. But if we're talking manga, I think Goku, not Goku, Black Frieza, I think that moment was very impactful. Him coming through and just one-shotting both Vegeta and Goku. I don't know if that's a spoiler for anybody who hasn't
Man,
read the
that
manga
arc
yet.
came out like 4 or 5 years ago, bro.
I, I, I'm trying, man. Like just in case. Spoiler warning. But yeah, like I think the Black Frieza moment was pretty impactful. If you count Broly, like I think Legendary Super Saiyan, obviously, but also the Akari form, the Wrathful form, I thought was pretty
Oh
sick.
damn, I forgot about that. Yeah, I forget that
Yeah,
he
and
has that.
I
So it's such a small moment.
well, he's in that form pretty much in all the Dragon Ball Fighters, which I thought was cool. Like that's when he basically takes his shirt off. It's basically like he's that form as opposed to them making him legendary. So I'd like to see that form get more use, but as Dragon Ball goes, we won't. But that's gonna come into play later because I do have something to say about that form. But yeah,
We
I think I agree and disagree. I
yeah,
think there
I'm
were
middle
more
ground with that
impactful
one.
moments.
I
Yeah.
think I'm definitely middle ground with that one. Let's see. The next one was I think this was kind of this is a little bit of an easy one. And I think this is
Mhm.
a debate that's been going on for like years now, man. Vegito is better than Gogeta as a character, in my opinion. Way better written and better fit. Based off of fit alone, yeah. But basically, they're both the same character. They're like at the end of the day, they act the same exact way.
Oh, I
I think.
disagree. I
Really?
do.
You think? Well,
Yeah.
what are we doing? Are we doing Super? Or are we doing Z? Because I think Z's different because Gogeta's a little bit more serious. Vegito plays around a little bit,
Okay.
but he had like a plan. But if we're doing Super, they're like the same to me. They both came
Okay.
off the
I
same
can
to
see
being
that.
Super. But in terms of
Um,
like better fit, I would think Vegito. I actually like Vegito's fit way more.
I think that I mean I don't think that's a hot take. I think it's just very subjective. But in the name of hot takes, I like Gogeta's fit way better. Like the cropped vest, bro. Like anybody puts on that vest. That's the only thing that made Oob even remotely cool. Like when he fused with Majub and put on the cropped vest, it was like, okay, this guy's actually a character now. Like the cropped vest just works. The puffy shoulders, like it looks cool no matter who's wearing it. So to me, Gogeta's design is way better. Vegito is definitely more goofy in my mind. Like he's more Goku than he is Vegeta. He's more cocky like Vegeta, but he's like goofy like Goku. So I don't know. But Gogeta, I feel like is the more serious one. And when I think about my favorite moments from the two, I think I had to put Gogeta over Vegito for sure. I think Vegito has had a lot of opportunities to shine in that way. Like Gogeta has the Broly movie, Gogeta has the Janemba movie. Like that's hard to beat. Like what Vegito has the Boo fight, which is cool, but it was very silly. Like he literally fought him as a piece of chocolate. So that's a tough sell. And then we have the Zamasu fight, which is like that whole arc is a tough sell. So I don't think Vegeta has been put in the positions to shine as much as he could. And for that, like I have to give it to Gogeta.
It's the games, bro. You know what? For whatever reason, the Dragon Ball games like give Vegito more aura than he's ever had in the show, and I think maybe it's hard to disassociate the games sometimes, like the game
Hmm.
Vegito from like the anime and the manga, because it's just like I just pulled Vegito today on Legends, like the new
Right,
one. So like I'm sitting over here geeked out that he's doing this giant key sword, but he's like never done
right,
that
right.
before. So I can't. It's hard sometimes. Like he moves harder. He moves harder in all the games, bro. But
Yeah,
oh
then he has
man,
the cross arm kicks. Like those are definitely some of my favorite like move sets. Is when he just folds his arm and he's just kicking the shit out of you. Like yeah, so I
but didn't
get it.
Gogeta
But
do that first? Did was that a Super
uh,
Saiyan? I feel like Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta did that first, like in Tenkaichi 3. Maybe not in the same exact like motion, but like the same idea.
uh, I feel like Vegito was fighting Super Buu like that, right?
Man, it's been a long time since I've watched like
If I'm
the
not
original.
mistaken, though,
It's been a
that's
hard.
he was fighting Buu with his arms crossed and kicking him. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like it happened in the Buu arc first.
Might have bust out
Gogeta
some moves.
definitely has, yeah, Vegeta definitely, Gogeta 4 definitely has some moves like that. But I know it for Vegito the most, which is why I love seeing it come back on Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, because it kind of shows like that was him, you know? Like when we finally got him in Daima, he was using the same kind of moves where he's crossing his arms and kicking you. And so you could see his character coming out in the fusion. I thought that was a super dope way to incorporate that.
Then speaking of Daima, this comes up to the next one.
Oh,
GT was
transition king
better.
over here.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, GT was better than Daima in every way except for animation.
Man, I could not disagree more. That is a crazy thing to say. Like, I don't know. I don't know what this person watched. I don't know what, like, I can't even think of a single moment that I like more in GT than I do in Daima. The only thing I would give GT over Daima is the design of Super 4. And that's like by a hair.
Yeah, like literally, I think the if they put the wrist hair back, I would have liked the Daima
Yeah.
one more. That was
And
it.
I like Super Saiyan 4 Goku's pants better in GT. The gold pants work better. Like the color palette just really works. I think GT is beautiful. Like the color palette of GT is gorgeous. And I think that works better. We're not going to talk about Vegeta's fucking Captain Planet ass toothpaste pants, but Goku's pants were sick. I think the Daima Goku's like fit. I like that they kept him in the same fit, but the orange and red like just like mesh weird to me. And so I didn't love the way that looked. I like the big forearms on the kid form, but I didn't like it on the adult form as much. But as far as the two shows, like I don't even see where that like when you talk about Pan, just off top, just Pan is enough to where Daima and T are not even in the same ballpark. I don't want to see Pan say or do anything ever again if it's from GT. Then you got the giant baby arc that we had to deal with in the beginning of GT. What was his name? Like the Fondler or something? Like it was some weird,
Fondler?
some weird robot
Who?
baby with a weird ass name, huh?
Who? The robot baby with the weird name. You're talking the robot baby with the weird name. Oh, General Rildo? You're talking about
No,
General
it
Rildo?
wasn't real though.
Are you
It
talking
was
about the
a
giant, the robot?
it was a giant robot baby.
Oh yeah, Lud. I think his name was
Yeah,
Lud. He was
Lord,
the yeah, he was the original god of destruction before Beerus actually.
or Lude, right? Wasn't it Lord Lude?
Or is that Planet Lud? Let me look this guy up real quick.
I believe his name was Lude, and that's see how Fondler and Lude get like. That's what I'm saying. Like, why is he? Why do we have a giant baby named Lude? Like, what exactly are we getting at?
Also
And so then
referred
you got
to as
the
Lord Lud. Yeah, god of destruction Lud.
yeah, which is like, is that who we want as our god of destruction? Absolutely not. We don't want the lewd baby god of destruction. That's crazy. And then you got the Par brothers, and they're going through their phases and doing whatever they're doing. Like, there's just not a lot of redeeming moments in GT. You don't really get good GT until you get to the Black Dragon arc, the Black Dragon Ball arc, baby, which is like,
The end of the
up and
it's
down.
like yeah. I think I guess because I've said it before. I'm not a fan of Daima. I like Daima
Mhm.
for what Toriyama's done with it, and I like it because it adds more lore to the world, even though the lore kind
Mhm.
of blurs the line of where the hell it goes. I agree with the animation style because I like the artistic style of the older '90s animes.
No, I didn't say animation style. I said art style. Like
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
animation in Daima was beautiful. But go on.
yeah, yeah. Well, oh, is that what he said? I don't even remember. Let me look. I just had it
But
open and I tabbed out really quick. Except for animation. Okay, yeah, yeah. Never mind. Art style, I like it more. Animation style, yeah. Animation goes to Daima, bro. That Super Saiyan
yeah,
4 Kamehameha at the end was beautiful.
even before that, the Kid Goku fights were amazing. Like the
Oh
way
yeah, the
that show was
Tamagami one.
animated was, yeah, the way
Yeah,
that show was animated was crazy.
Tamagami one was gorgeous. I like the ideas that they both present. I think
Hmm.
the first couple episodes of Daima I really enjoy. It falls off in the middle for me, and then I come back towards the end. For GT, I don't really latch on until Goku comes back with the tail. Like
Yeah,
that's about it. Like I love I like G. Well, I don't want to say love. I like GT,
I
but yeah, there's
appreciate GT.
yeah, yeah. Oob getting done dirty makes me angry. Makes me very angry. Gohan and the rest of them just falling victim is annoying. I like Goten's fight with Baby. I think him being cocky
Yeah,
and being on the phone, like that was fun. But I don't like
yeah.
Super 17. I like Super Saiyan 17 as a character. I think his art
Hmm.
is horrible.
Atrocious.
He looks cool. His story sucked, man, but he looks cool. He looks cool. I think he
Mm.
has one of the hardest designs of GT actually. And then I like I like that Super Saiyan 4. But I do, you know what? I like Uncle Theo Vegeta. I love Uncle Theo Vegeta. that's that's my dude right there, bro. When he had that little
Absolutely
mustache,
not.
that's my dude right there, bro. Bring back Vegeta's
Absolutely
mustache,
not.
2027.
Dude, I almost turned it off right there. Like that mustache and that Bola, like being like, I don't know, dude. Like they took a lot of just weird turns with GT. Up until the point of like after Super Saiyan, up until like the baby arc and like the dragon, like, and even out of the dragons, dude, like only Omega Shenron and like Nova Shenron were cool characters. Like the rest of the dragons were jobbers and had terrible designs. So I don't. There's not a lot of redeeming qualities
You know
out
how
of
you could
GT.
redeem that little section, and honestly, the easiest route they could have done, and to make it a little bit more enjoyable, you could have saved a lot with that arc if you would have just sent each member of the dragon team to fight those dragons. Each one took
Mhm,
a different dragon. I don't want to see
mhm.
Goku and Pan go after each and every single one of them. No, send each one.
That's yeah.
Send because each dragon corresponds to a certain wish. You could send the character that wish was like kind of centered towards. Some of them at least. Like I think one of them might have just been Oolong's first wish.
Right, I'm about to say, well, we don't want to send Oolong and Bulma out there.
Well, actually, that would have been
Yeah.
fun. Oolong, Bulma, and Vegeta.
And Vegeta.
Yeah,
That
yeah. You said
actually would have been, yeah, that would have been kind of sick.
Goten and Trunks. We don't even have to get a Gotenks, although I would have wanted one. Gohan would get
Oh,
one.
man.
Piccolo's dead, so shoot, send Oob, I guess. You could have had some fun with that one. But another good transition right here. Dragon Ball should have been left to rest after GT. Kai is
I
fine, but
got
everything afterwards is barely recognizable as Dragon Ball.
so block him, right? Just put him on the block list. Get this guy out of here. What are we talking about? After GT, like the numbers don't even make sense for that. What are we talking about? Like the Dragon Ball has been so successful and done so well. We've gotten amazing movies. Like I don't even know. Like I don't feel like you like Dragon Ball. I don't. I'm like you're even a fan. Why are you here? Like no offense. Yeah, we appreciate you, but
Yeah,
that, that's
don't
that's
click
a very
away.
hot take.
You know what?
No, we
I could have seen if it was like at the end of Z. It's like Dragon Ball should have ended at the end of Z and that's it. I could have agreed
mhm,
with that one, but not GT. Not GT. We could because it's like for many years, the GT was the ending for people. Actually,
yeah,
actually for my because Super came out when I was in high school.
right, exactly.
Battle of Gods came out 2013, dude. So I was like a freshman or going into high school at that time. Like that time span of me finding Dragon Ball and it already being done and the time that like, oh, the series is continuing. All I had to say that was the end was GT. And although the time is nostalgic, crazy fan stuff going on at the time. You had like Dragon Ball Hoshi. If you guys remember that crap, that Dragon Ball Hoshi was big.
Yeah,
Dragon Ball Heroes commercials getting spliced together, man, getting told a new series was coming, but it's nostalgic, but I would not have wanted that to be the ending for Dragon Ball. I
yeah.
don't even I'm not the biggest fan of what's came from Dragon Ball Super, but I would rather take where we're at now than GT's ending.
I think we're in a good place now. Like that. Like I understand where this person is coming from. Like I do think that Dragon Ball Super has kind of brought down some of the development of the characters and things like that has been worked on over the years, especially when it comes to like Goku being just a absolute idiot in Dragon Ball Super for whatever reason. Like they were just like, you know what? He had traumatic brain injury this entire time, actually, and the
CTE,
CTE
yeah.
is actually just now coming to coming to the surface because he is just like stupid in Dragon Ball Super. But other than that, like we got amazing moments, amazing movies, amazing like figurines. Like no, like I wouldn't like I can imagine a world right now without more Dragon Ball content. So I can't agree with that as a fan. I do like the ending of GT. Like I do think that the way that GT ended was beautiful, but I don't think that should be the end, especially considering the quality of GT. That would have been such a sad ending for Dragon Ball. Like just to leave it at that being the last piece of work, I wouldn't have been
Yeah,
happy
like
about that.
little to no Toriyama involvement, little to none.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
that would
like
have been.
I can see ending at Z, but even that, it's like I didn't like the ending of Z. To be honest, I didn't like the come on, random person that I met in a tournament. I can sense that you are the person. Like the oob situation was just like, I guess, sure, you gotta end it some kind of way, and he just takes off, and it's like, all right, I
I
guess
think the
no
added
more
context now has
family.
helped that. The added context has
Yeah,
helped that now, like much
yeah.
more. But I agree. As a kid, I was like, why did they just take like he's not that strong. As a kid, I think I grew to appreciate it as I got older. But as I got older, more content for that time space has been given to me, which is funny because that kind of leads to the next one that the manga is the only thing canon and everything else is just side stories. Now there's another comment that kind of follows that as well, that the whole Dragon Ball story ends with the defeat of Kid Buu. Stories like Super and GT are just alternative dimensions. Retcons should therefore be viewed as subjective too. Now, back in the day, I have a video on this channel from a long time ago, back an interview I had brought back up with Toriyama from years ago, where he looks at the Dragon Ball Z movies as like alternative takes, like different timelines, like different things, because obviously none of them can fit
Hmm.
outside of maybe one. He says that he looks at them in that light, and I think it's also like a this is a Western thing, bro. But it doesn't make sense to me at the same time that canon is such a big debate with everyone, because we have Marvel, we have DC, we have Image, like we have so many comic book characters in our face. The multiverse is
Right.
constantly being pushed on TV and cartoons and everything. There's different universes and different timelines and all this, that I don't think we should be debating if everything's in one timeline. Because I don't even he does, like Toriyama didn't even care. That's why we got Daima, and Daima contradicts like majority of Super.
Yeah, yeah, very true.
I don't think I agree completely that it everything else is if you want to be like objective, what is canon, the original manga, and that's it, and everything else is just side stuff. That's if like you really want to get down to like the nitty gritty. But honestly, like it doesn't fully matter because it's just a different timeline everywhere. I mean, we have fucking Xenoverse, bro, and that game is like a million timelines going
Yeah.
on at the same time. Like it doesn't matter.
I think it's like we're just basically defining the word canon. I don't really even understand the like what it, yeah, no, yeah, everything in the manga is canon because that's what canon means. Like, yeah, sure. And so it's not really subjective. It is what canon is. But I don't really understand how that devalues anything. Like that's the whole point. The movies are not canon, except for the super movie. And we can't take away any retcons because they're retcons for a reason. You can't tell the people who wrote the canon that no, that doesn't matter anymore because this is the only thing that it's canon. And if you're looking at only the things in the manga as canon, that would make super canon as well. So I don't really understand
Yeah.
the take. Like, I don't really know
It
what that changes about anything. What are we
I think
excluding? Are we
I
just
think it's like
excluding the movies and Xenoverse?
it would be like whatever Toriyama's done and only what Toriyama's done. Like his only original. From what I'm assuming is what I'm taking from this comment is that whatever. And actually, this is from my boy Zebra Cake. My boy Zebra Cake's been here
Mm.
since I was like at 200 subs.
Shout out to Zebra Cakes.
Hell yeah! Shout out Zebra Cakes, W Zebra Cakes. I see what he's saying. He's saying though, it's like it's just what Toriyama drew and illustrated in the Weekly Shonen Jump, and everything else is just like extra additives. But I don't. I think we're also looking at it from a really skewed perspective because I don't think it matters. Like you
Mhm.
said, it doesn't devalue anything. It doesn't make this movie less than or better than another one just because it's canon. Like I don't look at the Broly movies and like, oh, I don't like Z Broly because I have Super Broly now. It's like I still love Z Broly.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's also like, why would you even want to look at it like that? Like that kind of would take the enjoyment out of it because Toriyama is no longer with us. You know, rest in peace, the goat Toriyama. But we have to keep the story going. So are we just gonna discount everything that comes out now that is just not canon anymore?
There's some fans that are like that, which
All right.
speaking of
I mean, if
non-canon,
that's how you, if that's how you want to do it, I think that's a little much. But
it is.
however you want to enjoy your Dragon Ball is how you want to enjoy your Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I think that is the spot too because it is people enjoy this series. This is like a side tangent now, but people enjoy this series very different ways. Like
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
very very different ways. When I dropped that metal video, I actually think I said in that video that I do like the different types of music, but that this music was nostalgic for me because it sent me on a path of metal. Bro, I was getting comments in there saying like, "You're not a true fan if you want Limp Bizkit and Dragon Ball."
Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like people get really personal, and I understand it because, dude, I was watching Dragon Ball as a kid. Like the way that I grew up with it feels like the only real version of Dragon Ball. I have to like really do some soul searching to accept like, the ocean dub or like like all these different versions because I'm like, nah, dude, the only real one is like fucking Faulkner score and Sean Schimmel and Chris Sabat. Like, I don't want to hear anything else. I don't want to hear this other version of Frieza or this other version of fucking Boo. That's not my Frieza. Like, but I had to, I had to bring it down and understand that in other places they experience different stuff. And so it was hard for me to understand people not like resonating with the metal in the movies and everything because like I grew up on like WWF and like those like Summer Series and all the pay-per-views and stuff where they would play like Creed and all these big bands in all the ads, and that's how I got kind of connected to that kind of music. And then also with like Dragon Ball movies, so all of these things kind of live within my nostalgia, but for other people it's just not the same.
Yeah. I had Toonami, so the Toonami, and I got the very tail end of it. I got like Faulkner's score, but I would watch it. I would watch Dragon Ball on the special occasions where it would show up on Telemundo, and then that had the original OST.
Right.
I don't think I got accustomed to the other dubs and the sub until Super came out, actually, because I was pretty big on just like Dragon Ball just should have metal. I remember when Battle of Gods came out, someone had posted a video on YouTube with the entire Bruce Faulkner like edit over it. It was poorly edited. It was poorly edited. You could hear the original music in the background. It's just like half screaming Bruce Faulkner. But I loved that. For whatever reason, until I forced myself to watch Dragon Ball Super, and I really appreciated, especially watching it week to week, you really appreciate the sub, because up until that point, and I was like, I don't want to listen to the Japanese. I didn't want to listen to the Japanese audio. I didn't care about Nozawa, and then I did gain an appreciation for that because of her vocal performances. So yeah,
Absolutely.
It's that one's an interesting one, man. It depends on how you want to take your Dragon Ball. There's so many different ways. At this
It's
point,
all
I think I
subjective.
just like to read it. Yeah, it's all subjective. It's all
Yeah,
subjective.
I love the manga. I think I definitely obviously enjoy the anime more. Like I want to see it in motion, but after reading all through all the manga and everything, then it's like that to me just feels like a different experience. And like I love that way of experiencing Dragon Ball just as much as I love the games, just as much as I love the movies, and just as much as I love the anime.
And on the topic of non-canon, this one has the most replies here from the Jonkler.
Shout out to Junkler.
Z Broly's better written than Super Broly and better in every way. People who complain about his backstory do not understand that he is meant to be purely evil. And to people who think he hates Goku because he cried as a baby, clearly didn't watch the movie once. Does Broly say anything of the sort in the original Japanese? The only time it is said is by Paragus as an assumption. Super Broly's lame as hell, has no personality. He does nothing. The only thing he has over Z Broly is his strength and him being canon to the main plot. But like, who really gives a about that at the end of the day? The comments from that is, I swear old Broly had PTSD. A lot of people also saying that this might be an English dub, a dubism. Because I don't think I've watched the sub in like years, or if I've even watched the sub for that movie, because the dub is just like amazing. But yeah, the comments actually come back and say it as well, that everything after the first movie completely ruined it, and it made Broly like dumb.
Yeah. Okay. This is one of those ones that like really threw me for a loop. I am a big fan of Super Broly. I love Z Broly, and I think Z Broly is my favorite Broly, just on the grounds of like he just looks cool and is cool. But I think Super Broly is far better written. Like I don't even think it's comparable. And I just feel like there's a lot of headcanon happening here. There's like what you're saying, that it wasn't because Goku was crying, but they clearly showed that it was because Goku was crying. I don't even know how you're just trying really hard to divert away from that being the fact. That is why Broly was mad. And Paragus assuming it even further proves it. Because where else are we going to get the information from? Broly just says Kakarot. He's not going to say, I didn't like you crying. Like, somebody else is going to have to say it. And Paragus said it, and they showed it. And I think I saw one of the comments talking about how it was just like PTSD from remembering how he was treated. And it's like, Broly was like 3 days old. He doesn't remember how he was treated. What are you talking about? You think he remembers? Like, wouldn't he be mad at the person who stabbed him, not Goku?
Yeah.
Why? How are you connecting those dots? I don't really understand that at all. It's very clear that he was mad, that he was crying, and
the sub.
That
I haven't seen the sub. I haven't seen this. I don't. I haven't seen the sub in recent years to say maybe it may, because he does reference it that it's in the Japanese one. So maybe it is something that's in the sub that I'm like avoidant of. You know what I mean? Like we just.
But even in the sub, he says that Paragus assumes that it's because Goku was crying. So it sounds like it's still part of the narrative. It's still part of his backstory that it's because Goku was crying.
Oh man, that's
because
I think
it's because Goku was crying. Like that's what happened.
I like the idea of it. I like the idea of Broly has PTSD from that day because King Vegeta tried to Epstein this dude and
whoa, might want to bleep that one.
Yeah, King Vegeta tried to get rid of this guy. You know, have him thrown out to the planet on the same day that the planet's getting blown up. And then all you can remember before you getting stabbed is being uncomfortable because this like low level scum is just crying. But then he shouldn't remember Goku unless he just distinctively remembers this guy's hair. And that means like the day old child would remember like the most notable feature of a low class Saiyan. But I guess you could also say that it's like he's a legendary Super Saiyan, so he always knows.
Well, that's just more headcanon. Like we're turning Broly into like a god at this point. like, none of those things are established in the movie. In the movie, it is established that he does not like Goku because he cried. That is what happened. And then in comparison, S Broly like actually has a fleshed out backstory. Like he actually has a reason. He's not fighting because he specifically hates Goku. He's just like an angry monster who was raised by himself on a planet with his abusive dad and a giant green monster. Like, yeah, this dude is just basically a wild animal. So I think he doesn't really need much more character development than that. And I think Z Broly would have benefited from less character development. Like if they would have just said he's evil and he's a bad guy, then we could have just enjoyed him for being a bad guy. We didn't need him to have beef specifically with Goku. Granted, I do love hearing him yell Kakarot. But regardless, I don't think that all of that was necessary. He could have just called him Kakarot and I would have accepted that. I wouldn't have been like, I wonder why he knows his name. I'd have been like, hey, he's a Saiyan, he's legendary. That's why.
They could have. You could save Z Broly by fleshing out the beginning slightly more. Like I think there's a way to save Z Broly from just completely saving his story. I also think there's a lot of hate towards Super Broly. Well, one, you're repurposing a character that's been like a fan favorite since the 90s, right? Like this guy is one of the biggest like characters of all the series, and then you have like complete new backstory, new design. I think if you would have just given him that Z Broly armor, you know, like the gold, the red, I think more people would have been more receptive. They would have been more receptive of him. But I think personally, I like both of them. I love the design. I like the design of the original Broly more than I like this new Broly. But in terms of story, like because it's just handed to us, and with Dragon Ball, we can theorize with all the extra stuff in the background for as long as we want. But unless it's like directly handed to us or referencing something in mythology, you know, it's kind of hard to go with something. Like you said, it is a little bit of a headcanon. It's not always headcanon in Dragon Ball is not always the worst thing, but sometimes it does, like it makes us underappreciate what we get later on in the series.
Yeah, and you're kind of undoing like what Toriyama originally intended. Like if this is, or whoever made Broly, I'm assuming Toriyama. If this is who this character. Right. So if this is who the character is supposed to be, then we have to kind of accept that that's what comes with that character. I understand he's cool and we love him, but we can love him and also realize that his backstory is dumb. Like it's stupid that he hates Kakarot because he cried as a baby. That's dumb, but that's okay because that's Broly. Broly's dumb. Like, it's also stupid that he died from one punch. Like it just exploded. Like it's fine. I think that you don't have to shit on S Broly to love Z Broly. You can love them both. That's okay.
I defend that gut punch actually. I defend. That's one of the few things I've defended from that movie for many years because they all of them poured their energy into him. Even though that
Yeah, but they didn't have any energy.
Yeah, it's very.
They were all half
very
dead.
little. Yeah, they're all very like they damn near had nothing. It is like a Goku Winham scene, but it's like a Goku Winham scene that I think that like we've seen. I wish they would go into more depth with how giving ki is in that series one day, and make more sense to a lot of it. But every time we've seen someone get ki in the series, they always get like a crazy power boost. So that's why I always assumed that was going to be like when Super Saiyan 4 got all the ki from everybody, the spirit bomb. Damn, you're getting a giant planetary beam or bomb, I guess, ki bomb. From just normal humans. So I always assumed that like giving your life force, even if it is very little, because most of the humans on Earth have very little ki to give. Getting it from someone who's like super powered, that it would mean something monumental, even if it is something that's dwindled. Especially because at this point, these guys are like pretty damn powerful.
For sure. I mean, but like in the beginning of that movie, we saw Broly just like blowing up entire galaxies like on accident, basically.
I hated that.
And and we know that this is like Cell Arc Goku Vegeta. Like so they're not powerful enough to do that at all. And so that off top makes it to where it's like that shouldn't have been enough. And then you have like the way that they showed it. From what I understand, because this is something that gave me a headache, so like I've researched it many times trying to figure out why he died from that punch. And my understanding of it, which makes it make a little bit more sense, it doesn't make it any less stupid, but it makes a little bit more sense, was that his power was indeed overflowing. And so because he just kept getting more and more powerful, when Goku punched him, it caused him to literally explode. So, it's like a balloon that was popped. It's essentially what happened. He was overfilled.
I like that
Yeah,
one better
yeah,
than
yeah.
I hate the Goku hit him in his weak spot. Like I hate that. I hate
Yeah,
that
it's all
one.
dumb though, and the fact that we even have to have this conversation is why it's dumb, because it should have just been something better. If they would have did like the absorb the spirit bomb, I would have accepted that easily, or the dragon punch, I would have accepted that. Like them just being like, all right, here's a little bit of key from a crying Vegeta, half dead Piccolo, half dead Gohan and Trunks, and into a pretty much dead Goku, and he's just gonna punch this person that has like taken a Kamehameha to the face, was just like aura farming while all of them fought him at the same time. Like it made no sense. It felt like they just needed to wrap it up. So yeah, I don't know how you put this over Super Broly. I mean, if we're just talking about backstory, Super Broly has a much more compelling backstory. Even just Ba, like having the fur wrapped around his waist as part of his design, sick. Having him be able to channel his wrath form in his human form, sick. Like he just has a lot going for him. I don't really see the comparison. Whereas Z Broly is much more just like an ex machina, overpowered character.
It really falls back on that like reintegrating an old beloved character. Not everyone's always gonna like him because there's
Right.
always there's always gonna be retcons somewhere down the road, which brings us to the next one. All of Dragon Ball should be remade and written to fit in with all the many retcons and story changes that has happened since the start and the original end, meaning OG and Z. Now, this is a three. There's a 3-1 in here. So we'll do this one first, and then we'll tackle the other two. Because I actually think the
Okay.
other two, I like the other two a lot. But this first one, I thought about this actually. I thought about this before of like during Daima's run of like all the retcons that's happened throughout the series, what if they just remade it and just had this as a here's the quintessential, but then that is kind of like a slap in the face to what we got from Toriyama. Now,
Right.
an alternative, if I don't know Dragon Ball ever do this, but man, they would make so much money if they did it. Marvel's What If, right?
Hmm.
If Dragon Ball ever decided to do some crap like that, if they did a Dragon Ball What If, because man, it's crazy that these guys don't see the amount of numbers these What Ifs pull on YouTube. People love these alternative ideas. So if they did a What If where everything and like all the retcons were happening, I think that'd be fun as like a side thing. I don't think it'd be fun to replace the original work.
I mean, when you think about it, they already do that. So all the movies are what ifs. That's what every Dragon Ball movie is.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
then you have Xenoverse. Xenoverse is literally what if everything was canon and this version of Goku did everything, and that's why he's Xeno Goku. And so
Anime version
we've
though.
seen
I think
right, but
yeah, like we have
go
seen
ahead.
it. Yeah, I agree. I agree. We see it with like the games all the time. I think it would just be better in an anime format.
Well, I mean, then we have the YouTube like really short ones. I can't remember what they're. Oh, Heroes. Like we got Super Dragon Ball Heroes, which is essentially them playing around with what if ideas. Like we've seen variations of it. I think that where I agree slash disagree with this take is I don't think everything needs to be fit into the retcon. I think that maybe if Daima was fit into Super, then that'd be enough. Like where they're doing this remake of Super, they could fit in where Goku goes Super Saiyan 4 at some point. And so that way it makes sense with Daima, and then we can move forward from there. I don't see any reason to retread all of Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and all of those things. We already got Kai. That was enough. We don't need to redo everything again. We'd be here until we were 80 trying to actually get to the moral arc if we did that. So let's not. But I do think that where Dragon Ball could, and this is, I'm putting this out there, Toei. If you guys are listening, I want my credit if you take my idea. Um, they should do more exploration stories. So I think, like for example, Hit. Hit is a assassin, basically, like to the gods or like whatever. Like he's a super powerful assassin. He's really good at it, but we know nothing about his story. It'd be amazing to get just like a one-off short, kind of like the Trunk special of Hit's backstory, Hit actually assassinating people, like a dark, gritty take on Dragon Ball, but like exploring Hit and his universe and his planet, or getting like, Kaba and all the Saiyans and exploring what's going on in their universe, but in like an actual arc. More on like Jiren, like fleshing out all these characters and actually taking Dragon Ball in different directions. Especially with like modern anime, we're seeing like, the Jujutsu Kaisens and everything, where it's like these dark, grittier stories are, kind of moving to the top. Like these are what fans are gravitating towards. So if Dragon Ball could kind of have one-offs or specials or things like that that can capitalize on those sectors and just explore different ideas, I think that would be awesome. I have an idea about like this like when we go back into the past of like the Saiyans and we see, what if there was a Saiyan who couldn't turn into a great ape? But he was like, actually a really good scientist or engineered, and he made a mech suit that was a great ape to compensate for the fact that he can't turn into a great ape. So he could still go on missions and everything. And so now we have a like mech version of Dragon Ball that we can explore. That'd be sick. You know?
That would have. I don't know if Toriyama ever thought of that one, but I feel like he loved mechs so much that he liked like technology and all that. That would have been something really dope
Yeah.
to see.
That would have been awesome. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's different ways that Dragon Ball can be built on, as opposed to redoing everything. We could just, flesh out different ideas. And that kind of plays into the what if thing. But let's take it into different genres. Let's take it into, Dragon Ball has been around long enough to where it could touch any genre and it still feel like Dragon Ball. So I think it'd be awesome to get more fleshed out stories and different things to bring things more modern and take Dragon Ball to where it's going in different directions. We don't have to only stick to what it currently is.
The
So not
second
necessarily a
part.
retcon.
Yeah, yeah. I think I'm with you on that. I do like the idea because there was a show on Amazon that was like going over the video games. They're like one off. They're going over separate video game stories. There is like a one off for each episode, and I remember watching it for Mega Man. And I thought
Yeah,
about that actually. Was like, what if we did that with Dragon Ball, where it's just one episode to a different part of the series? Like they could have done that easily. I think Pokemon actually
easily.
did that back in the '90s with Richie. It was like Pokemon Chronicles, I think. You had Richie having his own journey with Sparky the Pikachu. Then you had like Ethan from Gold and Silver having his own, or I think they called him Jimmy. I think they called him Jimmy. But you had the Gold and Silver adventure going on with him. So yeah, stuff like that would be cool.
Yeah.
The BoJack movie's Layman only remembered fondly for the SSJ2 moment, which is just a retreading the Cell Saga fight.
Okay. Where do you stand on that?
I like how it looks visually. Trunks is my favorite thing that came from that movie, and Gohan's fit from that movie. But it's not like it's not known that the Dragon Ball movies are just retellings of the anime, like sagas. I could take or leave BoJack. I think the characters are cool. I think they're kind of like, that movie is really fast, and it doesn't let me care enough for what's going on. BoJack is just being hidden inside of King Kai's planet is just dumb. How the hell he get in there? Like how did you get in there? And if that's the case, if King Kai was able to stop you and put you in his planet, then why is Super Saiyan 2 Gohan struggling? I mean, not Super Saiyan 2. Why is Super Saiyan Gohan struggling? Why is Trunks struggling? Why is Vegeta struggling? These guys have surpassed King Kai in the Saiyan saga. Like
he goes Super Saiyan 2 in that movie too.
Vegeta?
No, Gohan.
Oh yeah, at the end, yeah. And it's just a retreading of the same thing of the Cell Saga. I do agree. Yeah, it is just I don't like how he, in this time from the Cell games, he still hasn't figured out like that he's the sole protector of the Earth now. I think there's a little intermission area of Kakarot. I know it's not even like it's not canon. I guess none of this shit's canon anyway, but it has like an area that when I talked about in the playthrough, that it's a internal struggle he's having, where he is doing his best to try to fill that gap in, and it kind of leans with the idea that that's what he wants to do. But I think because this is like maybe a year, right? Like a year after Cell games.
Yeah, somewhere. Yeah, it has to be somewhere pretty close.
And he hasn't figured that out yet. Or taken this seriously is frustrating. That frustrates me. That movie frustrates me. It looks gorgeous. That's the best outfit Trunks has ever had. But that movie frustrates me. So I honestly I don't really even put BoJack as one of the like top movies of the Dragon Ball series anyway. I agree. This is like he's a low movie for me.
I'm not mad at the take. I think for me it's just like that's Dragon Ball movies in general. So it is what it is. I don't feel like the entire movie is just a retelling of the Cell arc. I feel like the ending and the Gohan moment, of course, is taken directly from the Cell arc. But other than that, like it does kind of have its own, beats. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's not in my I enjoyed the BoJack movie. But it's middle ground for me. So yeah, I'm not mad at that take. I do think that Trunks was sick in that movie, and I do like Gohan in the Goku Gi as Super Saiyan 2, and I can't wait until he's in Sparking Zero so I can do all his moves once and then possibly never play as him again.
Just turn the game off.
That's pretty much what happens every time a DLC comes out of that game.
I actually still have yet to like really flush out playing a Shallot. He came out and I just
do it. That was one of the that I didn't even know why they dropped him. Like I was like, this is crazy. Like he feels like a Xenoverse character. Like he doesn't even feel like a real person. Like his moves are he literally just does other people's moves. Like as a character, why did they add him to the game?
It was cool to see a video game character come in, but I think I would have wanted 21 first. Then give me Shallot.
I mean, and then if you're gonna give me Shallot, like at least I don't know, make his moves cool. Like he just I don't know if you've seen any Shallot gameplay, but he sucks. He's boring as hell.
Mine's modded. My Shallot's modded. So like when I play Sparking, I don't actively go for him. So I have like the God forms for him, and those are just like different movesets. So I don't even know what I know what his Rising Rush looks like, but that's it.
Yeah. His base moveset is like base Goku level of like animation and moves. It honestly was pretty crazy. I mean, he was free, so can't be mad, but it was weird. It was just like, all right, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, that's how I felt with the Giant Piccolo and Cell Max. No one's touching those guys.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah,
say
Giants, Giants kind of suck. Piccolo had some potential because he can go back, he can get big and then get back regular size. But yeah, I don't know anybody who plays Cell Max.
Vegeta's inclusion to a lot of super fights actively hurts a lot of the arcs, since with him around, he effectively acts as the second Goku, making it so that you can't have some of the iconic battles that include a bunch of side characters to help breach the gap in power with the villain. You're not getting fights like Gohan, Krillin, and Yajirobe, all contributing significantly in the battle against Vegeta or Fat Boo, Mr. Satan, and Vegeta stalling and helping Goku finish the Spirit Bomb. I was like,
Yeah,
that just goes back to
I
Dragon Ball not having stakes. Yeah, there's no stakes in Dragon Ball
yeah,
Super because yeah, I agree. I agree. 100%. I agree.
I agree. 100% agree. I can't. I don't think I have anything like. Yeah, I mean, the only thing is like, what else are you gonna do? Like the
The
only thing
Moro,
you could do is
the
just, I
Moro arc.
guess, take Vegeta in different directions. But it's either like you either make Vegeta on the same level as Goku, and they're both just kind of struggling in the fight, or he just becomes a full time jobber. And so it's kind of hard to find a middle ground for him. It's hard to find a place for Vegeta with Goku around, and even Gohan at this point, and then now Broly. Like, I don't know how they're gonna balance all of that, but yeah, I agree.
That's why I like the Moro arc because when he's off on Yard Drop, there's like it
Right.
feels like oh like what's happening like Goku's out training with Miras, Vegeta's gone training, so now it fully relies on the heroes on Earth, and I love that. I love that whole scene. I love Gohan and Piccolo. So I think it's possible. You gotta make sure you're writing it correctly because if you don't, it does fall back on that Dragon Ball has no stakes.
But and that's the thing. Like, again, this kind of goes back into what I was saying about bringing Dragon Ball into the way that more modern animes play out. Because like if you take something like Jujutsu Kaisen, or whatever else is happening right now, I've been watching JJK lately. Then like Yuji is technically the main character, but everybody feels like they can hold their own and they have their own stories going on. And so I think that's what Dragon Ball needs to kind of diverge away from this tag team that kind of just makes when nobody has any stakes. Is people need to start following their own stories, and therefore they have their own world. So Vegeta is as strong as Goku, but like you said, he's out training on Yardrat. Maybe something else happens that he can go do, and we can just see that happen, as opposed to him just coming back fighting with Goku, and now we know eventually Vegeta's gonna lose and Goku's gonna have to win the fight because he's the main character.
I want more Gohan wins. Like I liked the idea that Goku and Vegeta were just off world for Cell Max. Like
Yeah,
that stuff is fun. That stuff is good. At least in my
absolutely,
eyes. I love
absolutely.
anytime we have stuff like that. For the longest time, and I think for everyone on the channel, most of the people who are here have liked Dragon Ball for majority of their lives. But this one comes from a newer fan who's actively still watching the series, and that must be a treat.
Yeah,
So he says, take my take might be misinterpreted or ill-informed because he's new, so I'm welcome to hear criticism, counter claims, but people who say the original Dragon Ball isn't worth watching don't understand the bigger heart of the series and just like action shows. There are unironically instances where the original series feels less hard to watch than Z. I also think this is where the sentiment that Goku isn't as cool or well written as Vegeta or other characters because they didn't see how charming developed his character traits were in the original series. He's not just fixated on fighting or whatever. There's a little bit of his own philosophy and outlook on life to it, and I agree. I do agree. I think now because in modern day most people will tell you just go watch Dragon Ball Z and go to Super, and you're missing all of the beginning arcs of Dragon Ball, and there is a
right.
lot of charm. There's a lot of charm. There's a lot of love. It's a whole different, a little bit of a different show, and then you get like the best arc of the whole series in Dragon Ball. You get the very final. What is that? I think it's the 23rd. I want to say it's 23rd. I always get
Mhm.
the number of the Budokai is wrong, but the 23rd Budokai, the
Yeah,
Piccolo Junior fight, like that's the best arc. That's the very first Key Blast clash in the entire series. That's mimicked in the Goku versus Vegeta fight because most of the stuff from Goku versus Vegeta came from Goku versus Piccolo. You get some
I
of
didn't
the
think about that.
you get some of the most gut wrenching punches given. The animation is beautiful. That style of Minoru Maeda, I'll probably butcher his name, but I love that art style of Dragon Ball. The music is great. The color palette is beautiful. The stories are all like wholesome, because it's before the grander scale of the universe starts like dropping in on the cast, you
Mm-hmm.
have Goku taking on the Red Ribbon. And a lot of just normal kung fu antics in the world tournaments. Something like tripping and falling out of a tournament could be really realistic because they can't fly, and there's
Right.
an added sense of that. I do think anyone who actively avoids Dragon Ball is missing half the story. That's like jumping into Shippuden. Like you missed all of the beginning of Naruto. You just jumped into when Naruto's now post training. Like you're missing a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree. I think that anytime I suggest Dragon Ball to anybody, I always say you should start with Dragon Ball and then go into Dragon Ball Z. I think the character development, that's where most of Goku's development happens. And so, granted, Goku's Goku, so it's not like he's, changing drastically. But you do, it's, as the commenter said, you do get to see, his philosophy begin to take shape and his understanding of the world or lack thereof. Like we get a lot of that as he's a kid, him not knowing what a car is, or him not understanding the difference between men and women, like him not understanding what a gun is. Like he really was in the woods. he really he really was not introduced to anything. It's very sheltered, and so I think that would help you understand him and Z. And I just think, yeah, like it's very charming. There's a lot of great fights. There's actually stakes. It doesn't feel like everything just is gonna. We're trying to stop the planet from exploding all the time. It's more of like this is a fight. This is martial arts. So yeah, I agree. I don't think that's a bad take at all. Like,
No, yeah, I like that one. Actually, I would even say like if you're gonna watch it chronologically, you wait on the Bardock special until Raditz shows up. Then you watch the Bardock special. Like if you're new to the series, I feel like that should be the way you do it because at least then you get a broader understanding. But the moment that you find out that Goku's an alien, it does make it more fun.
you're right.
That one's cool. Next one from the homie Phazon. DBS Broly is the best Dragon Ball movie to this day, and I actually disagree with him. I disagree with him here. But
Interesting.
you're not gonna assume. I don't think anyone's gonna guess the movie I think is the best Dragon Ball movie. I don't think anyone
I
will.
can't wait. I can't wait to hear it because I don't know how you disagree. How it absolutely is the best movie. There's like I don't even know what would even compete with it. It has the best writing, the best story, the best fight scenes, and the best animation style, like the drawing style.
I think the best Dragon Ball movie is Path to Power. Not even any of the Z stuff. It's just strictly Path to Power.
That's the power.
That's the retelling of Dragon Ball. After it was during the time of GT, so they redid the beginnings of Dragon Ball up until the Muscle Tower. Kind of actually skipping over a lot. They did a lot of skipping over, but I think that's the best Dragon Ball movie. That is
Who's the villain in Path to Power?
the Red Ribbon Army technically.
The main villain though.
General Blue, or not General Blue. Commander Red of the Red Ribbon Army. Like it's just a retelling of Dragon Ball. But
Okay.
done quicker.
Oh, did I watch Path to Power?
It's gorgeous because it's all done in the same era of GT. Goku actually wears his GT outfit throughout that entire movie. That's where you get the scene when Ader is presumed to be dead. That Goku does the Kamehameha that gets like tossed into every Dragon Ball game for GT Goku. Like every damn GT Goku game, when he's included to a game, they get that damn Kamehameha. The spinning around where he's like charging up the beam. He sends it straight
Right.
through the mech suit, and then he uses the Dragon Balls to bring back Ader. It is a really really good movie. It's a good retelling. It's one by far the most aesthetically pleasing Dragon Ball films to watch. And I think they did it with so much care that even though it's like a rushing going past a bunch of arcs, that it doesn't feel bad. They did it very very well. So it's a beautiful film. If anyone has not seen it yet, that
I don't
is,
think I've seen that one. I think
it
that might
hit
be
under the
the
radar.
only Dragon Ball film I haven't seen.
It hit under the radar for a lot of people. Oh my god, it's such a good movie, man. It's such a good movie.
I have to check that one out. That would be the only one I haven't seen. I wonder why I didn't see it because I was going through each and every movie and watching every one. I wonder, is it more of a special? Does it not come up as a movie?
No, it should. It probably gets tossed in the batch of like OG Dragon Ball movies, but it came out during the GT era, so like I don't know where it falls into it. It's not part of the original No, cause it's not part of the original 13, the Z13. So it is yeah, the Z13. Damn, bro, you watched all the OG Dragon Ball ones? Well, those ones suck, bro. Those suck.
I watched every movie.
Those original ones
But
suck,
I've never
bro.
seen that one.
God, I actually covered one for Halloween, and although it was cool to see like a Halloween aesthetic and like a horror Dragon Ball film, that movie was
Yeah,
hard to watch, bro.
yeah. There's some rough ones for sure. Okay. I mean, I'll have to accept what you're saying. I do find it hard to believe it's going to be better than the Broly movie, but I'll take that. I've definitely seen scenes from it. I feel like it comes up in a lot of like AMVs and stuff back during like the AMV era, but I've never sat down and watched the entire movie.
The next one is 100. I made a whole video on this one, and I talked about it earlier that I was mad about it. Oob is the definition of wasted potential, with Oob being the reincarnation of Kid Buu. Oob was an important character, important enough that Goku left his family, again, to go live with Oob and his people to train with him for years. He's trained by Goku and disappears for most of the story, and after the first episode, he's gone with no mention of him. He doesn't come back to the lookout until after Red Shenron appears, which doesn't make any sense because he didn't question any of that at the time. After Goku being transformed into a kid never mentions him. He doesn't suggest having Oob go on the adventure, even though his strength would be better than Gohan, Trunks, Goten, or Pan. He doesn't show up until the Baby Vegeta arc and gets washed. Has to fuse with Majin Buu and still gets washed. I made a whole video saying the exact same thing, bro. I hate that Toei doesn't know what to do with Oob. Toei has no idea what to do with Oob. That is
I
that's the future of the series. And with all the supplemental material that's been coming out throughout Super, with Dende telling Goku like, "Hey, this little dude's the reincarnation of Kid Buu. You should probably think about training him so he doesn't, get that power and go evil." And then you find out later in the Moro arc that like this dude has majority of the God Key from the Kai, and like the turning point. Like so all this supplemental material that's coming up is only making Oob more and more powerful. But the payoff is that if we don't ever see him, then he's just gonna be like an idea of he's gonna be strong. We'll never see it. But then you go to GT and it's like bro gets washed. Bro gets washed the entire time. He's horrible. And then the idea of like, oh, I turned myself into a candy so I can jump out into Baby and like blow up on him. Okay, cool idea, but why did it take you until he became a great ape to be able to do that?
Yeah. I think I have a little bit of a hot take on this one. I am not a big Oob fan. I don't think his design is that cool. I don't think the concept is that cool. I think that where they're going in Super could definitely be cool. Like the fact that he has most of the God Key from the previous Kai. I like that idea, and that makes him make a little bit more sense to me because him just being as strong as Kid Buu just because did not make any sense at all. Just because Goku asked for him to be reincarnated, like what are we talking about? So I'm not huge on Oob, and I think that Gohan is a much bigger wasted potential. But in the scope of just wasted potential, absolutely, they didn't have a lot of follow up on Oob. But it looks like they're bringing him back for Super, so we'll see where it goes. I don't need him to fuse with Buu again. I don't need a Majub uh, in this one. I think he could definitely just do his own thing, and that'd be cool. But we'll see.
I'd be mad if they brought him back and he did nothing again. After all these years, after like years and years of him not doing anything, and we just get told like, oh, he's gonna be great, and he just comes back and it's just nothing, bro. I'd be so upset.
I mean, we've seen the manga. Like, it's no reason. Like, he's not really popping. I don't. What is he even gonna do now? Like, he has got key, so I guess he could be like as powerful. I don't know. I just don't see where he'd even fit in. Let's make him a villain. Let's bring Oob back as a villain.
Have the
That's
corrupted.
what I want to see.
Have him corrupted. Have Oob get like taught like on some Kylo Ren shit.
Just also straight up, Kid Buu never learned a single lesson. Like, you reincarnated me, and I came back on. that was what I was always gonna do. I want to see that arc.
Oh, dude, that would be cool. That'd be cool actually to see him like have an internal struggle with like the demons just taking over. He loses for a bit, comes like Goku has to like decide to save him. Or I'd be okay with that. I'd also be okay with like a tournament arc to end the series where with Oob and Kaba being the last two contestants and the series ending with like like an undecided victor.
That's
Like
crazy.
it just like fades to black, like The Sopranos. It's just, you hear two thuds, but you don't know who dropped first. You just get.
And then they have a mid ass beam clash. And it's like you can see one of them being overtaken, but it ends exception where you're just like, who knows?
Oh, dude, that would kill everyone's. The YouTube
Oh
theories would
my
go on for
god.
years.
Dude, Majin Buu wakes up and it was a dream all along. Like, no,
He won. He's still sleeping on the rock.
none of it happened. The tournament of power didn't happen. All of Super, it was just Majin Buu. He was just dreaming.
He
That's all that
actually
was.
absorbed Vegito, and he just had a giant nap. Everything that happened was just him being scared.
I think it would be cool if they could flesh out Oob in a way that makes him meaningful. I think exploring kind of the idea you were saying, but taking it even a step further and like making him corrupted in the sense of maybe he gets all of Majin Buu's memories at some point. Like as he's growing and stuff, because he's a reincarnation, maybe suddenly he gets hit with, the memories of Buu and all the atrocities he did. And it makes him feel like, now he's having that internal struggle. And Goku has to pull him out of that. But in trying to pull him out of that, he has, they have to fight because it's Dragon Ball. So,
Ooh, Vietnam War bet. Oob. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. PTSD.
I like that actually. Well, you know what?
Yeah.
We'll drop our hot takes before finishing this one out. But the last one we have is that the creativity of Toriyama had when designing Frieza's force soldiers and background characters is unmatched. And I agree. Actually, there's a lot of creativity there, but it also you have to scope it into an area. Like if you scope it into manga, I'm not well versed on anime like that. I know some manga because like as I got older, I went up and read some more. My knowledge is not far off from like JoJo's, Naruto, Berserk, Yu Yu Hakusho, and Sailor Moon. But like I've never seen Jujutsu Kaisen. I see edits all over the place, but I've never seen it. So I don't know how to scope that. I know more comic books, and I would say that the designs that they do especially in Toriyama's original artworks, because I'm a big Dragon Quest fan, I think the way he designs characters is unmatched by any artist in like the comic book realm. But I also, I don't know if anyone's ever surpassed him in manga. That one dude who does One Punch Man gets tossed into the mix a lot. I never read One Punch Man or seen One time. Yeah, that dude who does it. Not the, because I know like there's an original creator and then there's another dude that draws it, and that it like he does a really good job at translating that. I don't know anything about One Punch Man to really say like where that art is. I remember back in the day I got into an argument before my Twitter got taken down, because some dude was trying to say that the dude who draws My Hero Academia was a better artist than Toriyama, and hell no. But,
Absolutely not. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, dude. It's I would say in the realm of what I know, he's unmatched. But I don't know every artist in the world or every series out there. From what I've seen, I think he's unmatched. I think his creative choices when creating certain, especially like vehicles, were by far advanced for the 80s, 70s. I don't know when Dr. Slump came out. Dr. Slump was his first way earlier. So yeah, his designs were unmatched, man. I mean, there's a reason why you look at a certain character and you can tell Toriyama did it.
I agree. I'm not gonna ever sit here and try to not give flowers to the late great Toriyama Sensei. So if we want to say his designs are unmatched, absolutely. Like I'm not gonna argue that. I will say the point seems to be directly Frieza soldiers, and which is interesting because I don't pay a lot of attention to Frieza soldiers. But when like thinking about, you got Ginyu, you got Kui, you got Apul, and then you got, you got like a few random jobbers and stuff. In general, they're pretty cool. Like they have pretty cool designs. I don't know if they're unmatched, but they have pretty cool designs, I suppose. That's so interesting. I wonder like why this person pays so close attention to Frieza soldiers specifically. But yeah, there's some cool Friezas. There's a film. Oh, okay, and background characters. Okay, I think Toriyama's like robotics cars, backgrounds in general, color palettes, absolutely amazing. You'd be very hard pressed to find anybody even close to that level, even able to bring that vision to life in that way. Like as colorful as Dragon Ball is, and how whimsical Dragon Ball is, especially from OG Dragon Ball through Dragon Ball Z. Like Dragon Ball Super, has hit and miss, but and then even GT like is amazing. When you look at the color palette and you look at the way that they, do the backgrounds and do the animation cells and things like that, it's like, yeah, I don't see anybody. I can't think of anybody who is even close. Like it's legitimately beautiful. It looks like art. So yeah, I'm not mad at that take at all.
I would say King Goma is a better designed villain than any member of the Akatsuki.
Okay,
That's
all
gonna
right.
get me shot, bro. I know some dudes writing in the comments right now. Itachi clears. Itachi clears.
Yeah, that's a pretty crazy take, especially to say Goma of all people, who is just like Jiren with a bigger head. If that's how you
I,
feel.
I would argue Jiren is probably a better designed character than a lot of villains, even though he's just a giant alien.
I disagree wholeheartedly. Jiren is a pretty basic ass design. I think what brings Jiren to life is how strong he is. But other than that, like he's very forgettable. I think Hit is a better design than Jiren, to be
Oh yeah,
honest.
hit by far. Yeah, hit. I actually think Pycon, and I don't even think Toriyama made Pycon. I could be wrong. I could be very wrong, because Toriyama drew a lot of stuff. But if I think Pycon actually is one of the best designs for background characters, or like
It kind of
filler
feels
characters.
like Icon feels like he's just like something that fell off of Piccolo and like
I'm
became a
cool with that.
character.
I'm cool with that. I'm cool because I like
but
Piccolo.
right, but Piccolo's already cooler than that. Like, so it's just like I didn't need Pycon to look exactly like Piccolo. But I like Pycon, but I didn't need him to look like Piccolo.
I
Like
actually
it's
think
just
Pycon looks better than Piccolo.
that's crazy. That is absolutely blasphemous. Piccolo is one of the best designed characters in all of anime.
I like Pycon more. I think Pycon looks more sleek.
I disagree. I think Pycon looks fucking goofy, especially with his big ass lips. Know where you're getting sleek from,
You,
but
you don't you don't like lip
I
injection
respect it.
Pycon? He's like
I,
he's
I
he's Florida. He's from Florida. Yeah.
can't say that I do, man.
You got
I don't know if Pycon can aura farm like Piccolo can.
he did in the first like well maybe not like modern day Piccolo, but back in the day he definitely had a run for his money. Like, I don't know,
You
man.
sound modern day Piccolo. Like Piccolo wasn't in the Cooler movie just floating for no reason. Like all Piccolo does is aura farm.
Yeah,
That
but
is
Pycon
that
came
is
in
his
and
whole
like
role.
he like one shot both Frieza and Cell and just like no problem just stood there.
Sure,
That's
for
hard, bro.
sure.
That's hard. The Number movie he kind of lost a little bit of aura points, but he did have some towards the end.
Yeah, yeah, but there was way too much aura in the Jin Nimba movie for Pycon to even find his way. Like,
Just a crumb. He just needed a crumb. Okay, so for our own hot takes.
know if you're ready for this one. You want to
You
go
know,
first, or you want me to go first?
you know what? Yours is interesting, and I'm curious to hear what you say because don't I kind of talked about mine a little bit because I also think the idea of looking at canon is stupid when it comes to Dragon Ball. I don't think we need it. So I kind of talked about mine a little bit, but I do have a few others. You go first. I want to gives me a second to like recollect where my other takes are, but I'm curious about yours.
All right, it's divisive. It's a hot take, and let's keep it clean in the comments, keep it classy. But I came here to say that Ultra Ego is a trash form for Vegeta specifically.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
It's
Oh,
trash.
okay. That's it.
It might work
Yeah.
for somebody else. Yeah, like somebody else could do it. Like, but for Vegeta specifically, I am not a fan. I understand why some people might like it. I understand what they were trying to do. I think it's first of all off top too on the nose. Like I like my expectations just a little subverted. Just a little bit. Like I don't need you to give me exactly what I was assuming you do. Like this is just the exact opposite of Ultra Instinct. Just that's all it is. It is just a direct contrast to Ultra Instinct. And I want Vegeta to have his own forms. I do not think that just as much as it doesn't need to be the same as Goku's, it doesn't have to be the exact opposite of Goku's either. Now, where I have the biggest issue with Ultra Ego, besides its ridiculous name, is that the idea that Vegeta would take on a form that just allows him to get his ass kicked is ridiculous. Vegeta has been established as a tactical military fighter since the very beginning. Like that is who he is. That's what he does. When we look at the way he fought in during the Namek saga, when we look at the decisions he made, when we look at the decisions he makes during the Buu saga, the way that he is looking at the entire field, judging like, okay, this is happening. Okay, so my best move would be to stall for time so Goku can get a spirit bomb off. Or my best move would be to hide down here in the water, do this and this, throw the Dragon Balls. Like he is extremely tactical. He always has been. Why would he take on a form that is literally just blindly rushing in and getting punched in the face? It seems like it takes all the worst qualities of Vegeta and makes it into a form, as opposed to focusing on his better qualities and his development as a character. To me, it felt like a very lazy way to call back to Majin Vegeta to kind of give him some of that sinister vibe, and then also the no eyebrows thing and everything. I think the form looks cool, but it does also feel like it's like fan service the form. Like it's like, oh hey, remember when he was like evil and remember that he never got Super Saiyan 3? Maybe this is kind of what it would look like. Like it just feels like they're throwing it out there. It also puts him in the position of like full-time jobber. Like the only thing you can do with this form is get your ass kicked while Goku fixes the situation. Like you're literally turning yourself into a punching bag. You're just stalling for time as a character now. And that is not what I want for Vegeta. What I thought would have been way more interesting is if they would have. So for some reason, this got me flamed on like Reddit at some point. I believe that not even this take. I haven't even put. This is my first time putting this take out into the world. But a different take was that I believe that in the Broly movie, they hinted at Vegeta possibly going Legendary Super Saiyan. During his transformation into Super Saiyan Blue, I believe, or it might have been even red. One of his transformations, his hair flashes green,
Oh,
and
that's the
it's like
normal
a
Super
very
Saiyan. Yeah.
yeah, and his hair flashes green. And at first, I was like, "Huh, that was weird. Like, what was that? Was he about to go Legendary Super Saiyan?" But then later on, Goku hair flashes white as if he's about to go Ultra Instinct. So it felt like first of all, Dragon Ball is hand drawn and frame by frame. Like this is animation. Nothing is on accident. For some reason, everybody was telling me that I was crazy and the green was just because yellow and blue makes green or whatever. Like it was the most ridiculous, like brushing that shit off and like just ignoring all the facts that somebody had to sit down and color this themselves. Like, bro, they made that frame green and zoomed in on it on purpose. They made Goku's frame fucking white and zoomed in on it on purpose. It was like a little hint, like, oh, is he gonna do it? No, he's not gonna do it. They're gonna fuse actually. But it would have been awesome instead of, something like Ultra Ego if Vegeta got a form that was more related to, first of all, who he is as a person, a tactical fighter, but also who he is as the Prince of all Saiyans. And as the last remaining full-blooded royalty, maybe he could get a form something akin to Legendary Super Saiyan, or he could have got Super Saiyan 4, and they could have kind of made it to where he's channeling the great ape form into the same way Broly did, but maybe he perfects it. So instead of Akari, where Broly's using the great ape strength, but as himself, but wildly, maybe Vegeta perfects it and it becomes Super Saiyan 4. And that's what perfected great ape looks like. or he just gets Akari and he perfects that, and so his hair stays black, but he gets that aura, he gets the yellow around the eyes, and he just is it would be a version of Ultra Instinct, but specifically for Vegeta that doesn't compromise his character, and then plays into his royal bloodline. I think that would have been a much cooler direction to go with it. I think Ultra Ego was lazy as hell.
I never thought about, because you brought up a couple of points where, yeah, you could have made that a callback. Like if he got the legendary Super Saiyan, you could have had it a callback to the Namek saga where he's consistently calling himself that and he just randomly has it. I think I would go back with the Akari form though, just because it looks like they're just gonna give Broly that form as like his go-to from now on. I would think the Akari form would actually work really well for him, and then give him Super Saiyan 4.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, because it's a Saiyan thing. Because it does. Yeah, it goes back to that Vegeta's a proud Saiyan warrior. That's his heritage, and that would make sense for him to take that. And Goku is a martial artist, and the Ultra Instinct is Ascension, which is pretty much the same thing as Ascension with Wukong does in Journey to the West. I think I've looked at Ultra Ego from the exact same standpoint that you were talking about, where it's just another Majin Vegeta. It's a hype form. It is a hype form. It looks cool. He does some cool shit in the manga, but it doesn't go anywhere more from there. Especially because it's so new. Because we only see him get bodied by Black Frieza right after. But no, I at first, yeah, starting off, you had me. I was like, "There's no way. But no, that is actually well justified. It had me thinking back if I even like it now. The animation thing, I could see why they flamed you for, because a lot of the Dragon Ball fans flame for animation all the time. They either look at it too on the nose, or they look at it over depth, and it's like the two parties that consistently collide with one another all the time. I don't think the Ultra Ego one, it's a hot take, but I don't think it's a bad one. I actually do kind of agree with it. The idea of him taking over like a Super Saiyan 4 or the Akari form instead of Ultra Ego would have been cool.
Yeah, even if they could bring his tail back. Like he could literally have his tail again and be Prince Vegeta again, and they can play into his royal bloodline and everything. I think that would have been a much more fleshed out, much more related to his character development, and I think that would have been much more hype.
Damn, that would have been my hot take. Damn, my hot take is like nowhere near that one. Actually,
I told you it was a divisive one.
That is mine was just gonna be like go back to be like a video game hot take. Actually, no, I like yours. That one's gonna set some comments off, man. I know there's gonna be some people in the comments going crazy. Which honestly, it's up for all this has all been up for discussion, because just like all of Dragon Ball and everything in life, everything is subjective and perspective based, and everyone looks and interprets things in different ways. So it is pretty cool to get the different perspective on things. Because yeah, man, my opinion changes all the time on Dragon Ball. I used to be straight on like only English dub.
Right.
That changed. Damn, I want to see the comments for that one, brother. The comments are gonna be crazy for that one. I can't wait. I don't even have anything to like fight back, because no, you sold me. I sit
around and I think about this stuff a lot. I want to build out the Dragon Ball universe so bad. I fucking love this shit. Like, I sit and really think about it. So nobody steal my ideas. Toei, get at me, DM me. I'll drop my Cash App, like whatever y'all need to do. If y'all gonna run off with it,
who's gonna give you $1?
Just give me stake, bro. Just give me, some equity. That's all I want. Give me some equity. You know what I'm saying? Just a little percentage. A little nod, special thank you at the end, and I'm good.
It's like right after the rest in peace Toriyama segment. It's just like, thank you, Chris Lowe.
Thank you, Chris Lowe. All in one thing. Like thank you, Base God. Thank you, Chris Lowe.
Thank you, Base God. Mine was I think because I know people don't like Xenoverse, man. There's a big fan base for Xenoverse. There's a lot of people that don't like it because of the way it plays. And people don't like arena fighters, and when it comes to fighting games in general, you get very divisive with how it's presented. Tekken, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat. You have different ways to play it. You get different communities. I think Xenoverse should just switch to a live service game and just go on forever. I think that should be like the Dragon Ball's Fortnite. That should just keep going. It doesn't matter what happens with the rest of the games. That one should be where all like attention should be going to, because it still pulls numbers, and there's a lot of crap they haven't even touched. And with that, they should also be dropping Heroes content, because Heroes is just non-existent anymore, and they should completely retell the Dragon Ball Online story in that one, and just keep that like the lore based. Everything goes on, like new series comes out, translate it to Xenoverse. New manga comes out, translate it to Xenoverse, and just keep that game going. Just keep it going for years. It's already been going almost 11 years already. Well, 10 years for 2. Make it like a Fortnite and just have it keep going forever.
I 100% agree. I think the only thing that I would say is maybe do one more, update the graphics and everything, and then go from there. But I 100% agree. Do you think that's what the big game that was announced is going to be? Project, what is it called?
1000? Nah, I don't think
Nah,
so.
you don't think so? I
Nah,
think that's exactly where they're going with it.
that's a solid spot to circle this all back in. Do you have anything you want to drop? Whatever channel name you're gonna use, whatever channel name you do decide to use, I'll have it in the comment section. I'll have it linked in the description and in the video. I'm pretty sure I can tag you as well in there. But parting words.
Please keep it classy in the comments. Everybody share their takes. I just, mine were particularly hot. I understand, but it's gonna be okay. You can follow me at Chris X Low on YouTube. Currently, there's probably nothing on there, but there will be. I'm gonna be dropping mainly fighting game videos. Definitely gonna be playing fighters, Sparking Zero, things like that. Might even jump to some Mortal Kombat and other stuff. We'll see. But yeah, you can find me on YouTube at Chris X Low, and that's it. I enjoyed this. This was very fun.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be doing this.
Can't wait for the next one.
Yeah, we'll try to do this as often as we can. We'll see you next time.
All right.